Tahiyat Ahli Jannah, the greetings of the people of Jannah. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Alhamdulillah, nashkuru Rabbana. We thank Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, our Lord, our nourisher, our sustainer, who has given us, or blessed us rather, with another day of Jumu'ah. And we put our salawat and our salams, our salutations and greetings. نصلي ونسلم على حبيبنا المصطفى محمد صلى الله عليه وسلم on our beloved Prophet Muhammad صلى الله عليه وسلم وعلى آله وأصحابه أجمعين, as well as his family and all his companions. Alhamdulillah, Jama'at al-Muslimin, we are in the last few days of the year 2022. Alhamdulillah. And we know that this Gregorian calendar that we follow every day it's not our year. It's not our calendar. But at the same time, Jama'at al-Muslimin, we do not live on an island, or we do not live in a capsule, isolated from society. If I ask any person in this masjid now, if I ask the question, what is the day today? And the overwhelming majority of people will only be able to say today is the 30th of January 2022. And very few people will be able to say what is the Hijri date. So our reality is, whether we want to admit it or whether we want to accept it or not, our reality is that we live in this time. We follow this time. We follow this date every day of our lives. So at the same time, we should not be oblivious of the fact that we are entering in the last stages of this year. And what is important, there are three important things that we must take heed of during this period that we find ourselves. The first is that we need to make what we call muhasabatul nafs. We have to take account of ourselves. Like in the word of Sayyidina Umar radiallahu anhu, who said very famously, he said, Hasibu anfusakum qabla an tuhasabu. He said, take account of yourself before account will be taken of you on the day of Qiyamah. So it's very important as we come into the closing stages of this year to take account of ourselves and ask ourselves that this year that has passed of the Gregorian calendar 2022, as a Muslim, what have I achieved as a Muslim? Or what have I not achieved? What have I done that was pleasing to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala? And that I can build on and improve going into the next year? Or what have I neglected that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala required of me to do that I need to rectify going into the new year? So the first point is that we need to make muhasabatul nafs. Take account of ourselves. Ask ourselves. It's something we must do every day of our lives. Not just particularly now because it's the end of the year, but every day of our lives. But especially at occasions like this, where certain milestones are reached. Then the next thing that we need to ask ourselves is, now that we are here at this stage of the year, how are we going to end this year? How are we going to finish what remains of this year? And then the next part, or the next point that we need to think about is, how are we going to start off the new year? So these are all questions that we need to ask ourselves. And coming to the second question is, how are we ending this year? It is important for us to reflect and be aware of the time that we are in. No one can doubt or dispute the fact that this time that we are in now is a time of fitna and fasad. It's a time of corruption, especially now in the last days of last hours, in fact not even last days, the last hours of this year. It's a time of fasad, It's a time where people commit things that they not usually commit during other times of the year. But because of this festive mode and this festive atmosphere that people are in, they tend to forget that we must still obey the laws of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, even though we find ourselves at this time of the year. We must still fulfill our duties as Muslims towards Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, even though it is this time of the year. And we tend to forget. And there's one hadith that I remember, and I'm going to read the hadith now. When I read it the first time, it was it had a great impact on me personally, because it really made me think deeply about my life, and this is what we should all do, think deeply about our lives and what we do and what we present to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala every day and every year. In this hadith, it's not a long hadith, but it's the second half of the hadith, and I'm only going to concentrate on that part of the hadith. In the first part of the hadith, Rasulullah speaks about conception, how a person is born from a sperm and the different stages of life. It's not really what we want to concentrate on. But the second part of the hadith is the scary part of the hadith, where Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam says in the hadith, فَإِنَّ أَحَدَكُمْ لَا يَعْمَلُ بِعَمَلِ أَهْلِ الْجَنَّةِ, that some of you will do the deeds of the people of Jannah. So what are the deeds of the people of Jannah? He makes his salah, he gives his zakah, he fasts in the month of Ramadan, he gives sadaqah, he is kind to his parents, he does all the good things that a person is supposed to do that will lead him to Jannah. فَإِنَّ أَحَدَكُمْ لَا يَعْمَلُ بِعَمَلِ أَهْلِ الْجَنَّةِ حَتَّى لَا يَكُونُ بَيْنَهَا وَبَيْنَهُ إِلَّا ذِرَاعٍ. So much so that there is only an arm's length between himself and the Jannah, and entering into Jannah. Meaning that on the surface, and listen carefully what I'm saying, on the surface, that if that person that does all those deeds, if he should die at that particular moment, he is so close to Jannah that it's almost guaranteed that he will go to Jannah. Right? There's only an arm's length between himself and the Jannah. فَيَسْبِقُ عَلَيْهِ الْكِتَابِ, and then what has been written for him decides something different. فَيَعْمَلُ بِعَمَلِ أَهْلِ النَّارِ, then he commits the actions of the people of the fire. And what are the actions of the people of the fire? They don't make salah, they don't give zakah, they don't give sadaqah, they are not kind to their parents, they drink khamr, they drink wine, they commit zina, they do all the things that displeases Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And then at that moment, when that person, having done all the good deeds, he gives in to temptation and he starts doing something that is haram. Right? فَيَعْمَلُ بِعَمَلِ أَهْلِ النَّارِ فَيَدْخُلُ النَّارَ, and because of that actions, he will go into Jahannam. And then Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam goes further, وَإِنَّ أَحَدَكُمْ لَيَعْمَلُ بِعَمَلِ أَهْلِ النَّارِ, and then there are those that on the surface, it appears to everyone that they are doing the actions of the people of Jahannam. Everyone sees the things that they are doing wrong and they're doing haram things. حَتَّى مَا يَكُونُ بَيْنَهَا وَبَيْنَهُ إِلَّا ذِرَاءٌ, until there is only an arm's length between himself and the fire of Jahannam. In other words, like we said for the first person, the previous person, that if he should die in that state now, he's almost guaranteed of going to Jahannam. And I'm saying almost guaranteed. I can't say guaranteed, only Allah knows. He's almost guaranteed of going to Jahannam. فَيَعْمَلُ عَمَلَ أَهْلِ الْجَنَّةِ فَيَدْخُلُهَا, but then he does the actions of the fire of the people of Jannah, فَيَدْخُلُهَا, and then he enters into Jannah. This hadith can be misunderstood. And it's very important that we understand it properly. It does not mean that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is unfair. That a person is doing all his life, he's doing good deeds, in that moment he falls to temptation and he does something haram, and then all his deeds are in vain. Because we remember there's a scale on the day of Qiyamah where all our good deeds and our bad deeds will be weighed against each other. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is not unfair. But Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala writes in this hadith, Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam informs us about the knowledge that Allah has about what is in the heart of everyone. Because a person might be on the surface, do all the things that is of the actions that take you to Jannah, but he does not have the sincerity. He doesn't do it because he wants to do it for Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So he does it for whatever reason he might do it. To show people, or just because he wants to. His ibadah is like a chore. You know, it's like a job. I just have to do my ibadah finish. I have to make my salah finish because now I can kick off. I make maghrib, I make Jumu'ah, I make this. But there's no ikhlas, there's no sincerity, there's no feeling in it, there's nothing in it. It's just a job. It's just a task that he's doing. And Allah Ta'ala is aware. People can see our outer actions. They cannot see what is in our hearts. But Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala can see our outer actions, but He also sees what is inside our hearts and what is our intentions. So that is very important that we understand this hadith in context. In another hadith, this hadith is even further clarified, where Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam says, إِنَّ الْعَبْدَ لَا يَعْمَلُ فِيمَا يَرَى النَّاسُ عَمَلَ أَهْلِ الْجَنَّةِ. He says in this hadith sallallahu alayhi wa sallam that there will be, the slave will do the actions according to what people can see and what it seems to people, that he's doing the actions of the people of Jannah. وَإِنَّهُ لَمِنْ أَهْلِ النَّارِ. But Allah knows obviously that he's not really of the people of Jannah, he is the people of Nar. That's knowledge that's exclusive to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. وَيَعْمَلُ فِيمَا يَرَى النَّاسُ عَمَلَ أَهْلِ النَّارِ. And on the opposite side, what appears to people is doing everything that is haram, everything that will take you to Jahannam. وَهُ مِنْ أَهْلِ الْجَنَّةِ. Right? But then Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam says in the hadith, the end of the hadith, وَإِنَّمَا الْأَعْمَالُ بِخَوَاتِمِهَا. And indeed, a person's deeds done depends upon his last. The result of a person's deeds depends on the last action that the person does. So what do we learn from those two things? Number one, we must always check our intentions, make sure that our intentions are sincere. And we only do it sincerely for Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Number two, that we must always try to do our last actions that we do, it must be the best actions. So when we end this year, we must know al-a'malu bi khawatimiha, that the result of all our actions that we've done for the whole year, the result is going to be based on how we end this year with our actions. So if we find ourselves in a place that is haram during this time, or we find ourselves doing something that is haram, that is going to be the result of our actions. And only Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala knows, like I said, who is sincere and who is not sincere. We cannot say. But we need to renew our intention constantly and check our intention and make sure that we're doing something purely for the sake of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. We cannot be Jama'at al-Muslimin, part-time Muslims. We cannot be Muslims for 99% of the year, and for one day of the year, we're not Muslim because we want to enjoy our lives. Because that one day of the year could be your last day of the year. وَمَا تَدْرِ نَفْسٌ بِأَيِّ أَرْضٍ تَمُوتُ. A person does not know where he's going to find his death. He can stand there in the nightclub now because it's the last day of the year, I want to go celebrate Happy New Year, and there I get my ajal, I get my death. And say how I want to end my life. Oh, the whole year he does not drink, but on that last day because, I want to celebrate, last day of the year, it's some classy or a bottle or whatever drink. And then what? He finds his death in that step. And we've heard this hadith now. You could be now so far away from Jannah. And do we want to turn away from Jannah now? On this one day, or this last few hours of the year? Do we want to turn away from Jannah just because we want to enjoy ourselves for a few moments? It's something that we must think about, Jama'at al-Muslimin. It does not matter. We should have the same attitude of the Sahaba radiallahu ta'ala anhum ajma'in. They were always, we hear the ulama speak about the Sahaba, the best of generations, khairu quruni qarni, as Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam says, the best of generation is my generation. We put the Sahaba radiallahu anhum on the highest of pedestals because of the character that they have, and they deserve that. Allah has confirmed that of them in the Quran. But yet these same Sahaba radiallahu anhum, they were always worried about, am I doing enough? When an ayah came down speaking about punishment of this and that, they were always worried that, is Allah talking about us? They were never complacent. And we should not become complacent. I'll give an example. When Allah Ta'ala revealed the ayah, الَّذِينَ آمَنُوا وَلَمْ يَلْبِسُوا إِيمَانَهُمْ بِظُلْمٍ أُولَٰئِكَ لَهُمُ الْأَمْنُ وَهُمْ مُهْتَدُونَ. This ayah means those الَّذِينَ آمَنوا, those who believe, وَلَمْ يَلْبِسُوا إِيمَانَهُمْ, and their iman is not mixed up with dhulm. Allah uses the word dhulm. Now the word dhulm can have many connotations, it can have many meanings in the Quran. Sometimes the word dhulm can mean oppression. Sometimes the word dhulm can mean just committing sins. Sometimes the word dhulm can also mean shirk, committing shirk. So when this ayah was revealed, so Allah says, their iman is not mixed with dhulm. أُولَٰئِكَ لَهُمُ الْأَمْنُ, they are safe. Those whose iman is not mixed with dhulm, they are safe. وَهُمْ مُهْتَدُونَ, and they are the ones that are guided. So what did the Sahaba do? They came to Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. It became difficult, they became worried. Is Allah talking about us? Are we the ones whose iman is mixed with dhulm? And then Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam put their minds at ease. Then he says, فقال رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم ألا ترون إلى قول لقمان إن الشرك لظلم عظيم. Did you not see what Luqman, when Allah says in the Quran, where he says to his son, يا بني لا تشرك بالله إن الشرك لظلم عظيم. So there Rasulullah clarified to them, don't worry, this does not mean from the petty and minor sins that you are committing. It doesn't refer to that. It refers to shirk. It refers to someone that ascribes partners to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. But the point is, Jama'at al-Muslimin, what we learn from this is that these great luminaries of our deen, Sahaba radiallahu anhum ajma'in, these great men and women, they were not complacent. And because we are making salah every day, because we are doing all our wajibat and all the things that we must do, we're okay, we're going to Jannah, it's guaranteed for us. We get a ticket, express. No. They were still worried every time an ayah came down that the ayah was referring to them. If they were like that, subhanAllah, how must we not be? How worried must we not be, Jama'at al-Muslimin? And now, at this time that we find ourselves in this year, the end of this year, we should not now become complacent and say, I've done so many salahs every day, I've done so much sadaqah, I've done so much good, I fasted the whole month of Ramadan. If I go one day and I do something wrong, we can't have that attitude. Being a Muslim is not like being on a diet, when every Saturday is a cheat day. But dan kan ek maar gains met pizzas en almal die goedes eet. As a Muslim, there's no cheat days. You are Muslim every day, 24 hours of the day, 365 days a year. Udkhulu fi silmi kaffa, Allah says, enter into Islam completely, wholeheartedly, unconditionally. Not just as it suits us. Right? So that is the message, the most important message that I want to give everyone today. For myself as well. That we should not be complacent these days that we are in now. And remember, wherever we are, whether we go to the beach on New Year's Day, or second Nivaya, or any other day we go to the beach, make sure that when it is time for Salah, we perform our Salah. Let us not turn away from the Salah because I'm enjoying myself too much that I can make salah tomorrow or later. I'm traveling for now. No. It's time for salah. Don't be embarrassed. Take out your sajjada, take out your salamet, or like we say, take down your musla, take it out and make your salah even if you are on the beach. Don't be embarrassed. Dan gaan die mense sê, jy gaan ook. There's terrorists. No, don't worry about that. Your salah and your action as a Muslim is what? Is a da'wah to other people. People will become curious. They will become, want to know, what is this guy doing? He's making, what are these people? We saw now in Qatar, whether we agree with the World Cup, whatever you want to say, that's another issue, right? Those are actually muftis. But one thing that stood out is they made the salah musallas or the salah khanat, like we say, they made it transparent so that people could see what is how the Muslims make salah. And people actually came over and asked, what are they doing? How many times a day are they doing this? And it raised the interest in Islam. So if we go somewhere and we are steadfast on our salah, we are steadfast on practicing our deen, no matter where we are, it will be a da'wah to other people and they will become interested in Islam, inshallah. Even if one person, if there's a beach of 10,000 people, and one person becomes interested in Islam, then we have achieved a lot. It's not about the numbers, Jama'at Muslimin. All we need to do is, we need to be steadfast and make sure that we do not forget Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala on this day, because it is very dangerous. It might be our last day. And that is not how we want to end our lives, let alone, we don't want to end this year, let alone end our lives in that particular matter, Jama'at Muslimin. So that is just a short reminder, as I said, to myself and to everyone present here today, that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, we ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to make us steadfast. We ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to make us of those people that can fight our nafs during this time, whatever temptations and all these things that are out there. We ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to protect us. And remember, Jama'at Muslimin, and especially the young ones, the young people, right? That on your shoulders are two angels, Malakani. On our shoulders are two angels, right? And everything we do, they record. Everything we say, they record. So let them record something. Let them record something about us that is good, that is positive, that will help us in the Akhirah, insha'Allah ta'ala. Let them record those good things about us. Let them not record that I was at a haram place or that I was doing something haram during this particular hours of the last year of the month. So let us just remember that. With those few words, we ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to protect each and every one of us, especially in this sunny season, where there's so many accidents because people are intoxicated, they drive like shayateen. And we ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to protect us and our families, and also to strengthen our iman and our taqwa, and strengthen our resistance to the temptations of shaitan during this time. وآخر دعوانا عن الحمد لله رب العالمين. السلام عليكم.
Muhammadar Rasulullah. Asyhadu anna Muhammadar Rasulullah. Hayya 'alas shalah. Hayya 'alas shalah. Hayya 'alal falah. Hayya 'alal falah. Allahu Akbar. إن الله وملائكته يصلون على النبي يا أيها الذين آمنوا صلوا عليه وسلموا تسليما.
السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته.
الله أكبر الله أكبر الله أكبر. أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله. أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله. أشهد أن محمدا رسول الله أشهد أن محمدا رسول الله حي على الصلاة حي على الصلاة حي على الفلاح حي على الفلاح الله أكبر الله أكبر لا إله إلا الله.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. إن الحمد لله الذي أمر بالجهاد وجعله فريضة على جميع العباد بحسب الاستطاعة والاستعداد، وأشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له شهادة تنجي من قالها وعمل بها يوم يقوم الأشهاد، وأشهد أن محمدا عبده ورسوله وخيرته من جميع العباد، صلى الله عليه وعلى آله وأصحابه بررة الأمجاد وسلم تسليما كثيرا إلى يوم الميعاد. أما بعد، أيها الناس، اتقوا الله تعالى وأطيعوه في كل وقت ومكان. يقول الله تعالى: يا أيها الذين آمنوا اتقوا الله وابتغوا إليه الوسيلة وجاهدوا في سبيله لعلكم تفلحون. وأعظم الجهاد وأوله هو جهاد النفس، لا سيما في هذه الأيام التي تظهر فيها الفواحش وينتشر فيها الفساد. وروي عن رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم أنه قال: المجاهد من جاهد نفسه في طاعة الله، والمهاجر من هجر ما نهى الله عنه. وفي حديث آخر: لا يؤمن أحدكم حتى يكون هواه تبعا لما جئت به، أو كما قال عليه الصلاة والسلام. عباد الله، احذروا من الموسم الاحتفالي فإنه ينسيك واجباتك من ذكر الله تعالى والصلاة ولبس الحجاب وستر العورة. واعلموا أن لمن يجاهد نفسه في طاعة الله أجرا عظيما، فقد قال الله تعالى: وأما من خاف مقام ربه ونهى النفس عن الهوى فإن الجنة هي المأوى. نسأل الله تعالى أن يجعلنا من الذين يستمعون القول ويتبعون أحسنه. أقول قولي هذا وأستغفر الله العظيم لي ولكم ولوالدي ولوالديكم ولسائر المسلمين والمسلمات من كل ذنب، فاستغفروه إنه هو الغفور الرحيم.
اللهم صل وسلم وزد وتوالي وتبدل وبارك بجلالك وكمالك على سيد عبادك واشرف عبادك سيدنا ومولانا محمد وعلى آله وأصحابه وبارك وسلم رضي الله تبارك وتعالى عن كل الصحابة أجمعين.
بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. الحمد لله رب العالمين، والصلاة والسلام على أشرف الأنبياء والمرسلين سيدنا ونبينا ومولانا محمد صلى الله عليه وسلم وعلى آله وأصحابه أجمعين ومن اهتدى بهديه واستنى بسنته. أما بعد، فأيها الإخوة المؤمنون، أوصيكم وإياي بتقوى الله فإن خير الزاد التقوى. واعلموا أيها الإخوة المؤمنون أن الله سبحانه وتعالى أمرنا بالصلاة والسلام على نبيه، فقال عز وجل: إن الله وملائكته يصلون على النبي يا أيها الذين آمنوا صلوا عليه وسلموا تسليما. اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد وعلى آل سيدنا محمد وصحبه وبارك وسلم. اللهم صل على محمد وعلى آل محمد كما صليت على إبراهيم وعلى آل إبراهيم إنك حميد مجيد. وارض اللهم عن الخلفاء الراشدين أبي بكر وعمر وعثمان وعلي وعن سائر الصحابة والتابعين رضي الله تعالى عنهم أجمعين. قال النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم: الله في أصحابي، الله في أصحابي، لا تتخذوهم غرضا بعدي، فمن أحبهم فبحب أحبهم، ومن أبغضهم فببغض أبغضهم. اللهم أعز الإسلام والمسلمين. اللهم أعز الإسلام والمسلمين. اللهم أعز الإسلام والمسلمين وأذل الشرك والكفرة والمشركين ودمر أعداءك أعداء الدين يا مولانا يا رب العالمين. اللهم انصر المجاهدين في كل مكان الذين يجاهدون في سبيلك لتكون كلمتك هي العليا وكلمة الذين كفروا هي السفلى. عباد الله، إن الله يأمر بالعدل والإحسان وإيتاء ذي القربى وينهى عن الفحشاء والمنكر والبغي يعظكم لعلكم تذكرون. فاذكروا الله يذكركم وادعوه يستجب لكم واشكروه على نعمه يزدكم ولذكر الله أكبر والله يعلم ما تصنعون. أقيموا الصلاة. Brothers, can you just come to move forward, fill the gaps, please. Make sure that all the sufuf are filled from in front of you before starting a new saf. Alhamdulillah, we are now long past the COVID, not really past it, but I mean we're now in a state that we can salah together, shoulder to shoulder again. So let us take this opportunity and while we still have it, alhamdulillah. So please fill the gaps and do not leave any gaps for shaitan.
Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar. Ashhadu an la ilaha illallah. Ashhadu anna Muhammadan Rasulullah. Hayya 'ala as-salah, hayya 'ala al-falah. قد قامت الصلاة قد قامت الصلاة. الله أكبر الله أكبر لا إله إلا الله.
الله أكبر. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. الحمد لله رب العالمين الرحمن الرحيم مالك يوم الدين إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين اهدنا الصراط المستقيم صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين. يا أيها الذين آمنوا اتقوا الله حق تقاته ولا تموتن إلا وأنتم مسلمون واعتصموا بحبل الله جميعا ولا تفرقوا واذكروا نعمة الله عليكم إذ كنتم أعداء فألف بين قلوبكم فأصبحتم بنعمته إخوانا وكنتم على شفا حفرة من النار فأنقذكم منها كذلك يبين الله لكم آياته لعلكم تهتدون. الله أكبر. سمع الله لمن حمده.
ربنا ولك الحمد حمدا كثيرا طيبا.
الله أكبر. الله أكبر. الله أكبر. الله أكبر. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. الحمد لله رب العالمين الرحمن الرحيم مالك يوم الدين إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين اهدنا الصراط المستقيم صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم
غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين. ولتكن منكم أمة يدعون إلى الخير ويأمرون بالمعروف وينهون عن المنكر وأولئك هم المفلحون. ولا تكونوا كالذين تفرقوا واختلفوا من بعد ما جاءهم البينات وأولئك لهم عذاب عظيم. الله أكبر. سمع الله لمن حمده.
ربنا ولك الحمد كثيرا
الله أكبر. الله أكبر. الله أكبر. الله أكبر. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله. بسم الله والحمد لله والصلاة والسلام على أشرف الأنبياء والمرسلين سيدنا ونبينا ومولانا محمد وعلى آله وأصحابه أجمعين. اللهم أنت السلام منك السلام تبارك يا ذا الجلال والإكرام. سمعنا وأطعنا غفرانك ربنا وإليك المصير. ولا حول ولا قوة إلا بالله العلي العظيم. الحمد لله رب العالمين. Thank you.